students, I'm here with another video from the chapter of class 10 Science NCERT book, that is from the chapter Life Processes. Now before starting today's video, I would like to tell you all that till now what all things we have discussed in this chapter. So children, we have discussed about the nutrition in plants as well as some of the parts of the nutrition in animals. So in nutrition in plants, we can say that what is the process of nutrition? The process of nutrition means it is a way by which the animals, the organisms are gaining their food, they are gaining energy from their food. Now eating food, then it is going to be broken down into smaller pieces and then it is going to give us energy. So all these will come under the process called nutrition. So in this we have studied two types of nutrition. One is the autotrophic mode of nutrition and the other one is the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Now why I am talking about the different types of modes of nutrition? It means that there are two types of organisms. Either the organism would be plant or it would be an animal. Now if the organism is plant, it will undergo the autotrophic mode of nutrition, and if the organism is an animal, then it is going to undergo the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Now in the autotrophic mode of nutrition, we saw that the different inorganic material is present. This inorganic material is responsible for the reaction said to be as the photosynthesis. Now once the photosynthesis is being done, then what happens? After the photosynthesis, the food is being generated. Now this food is getting distributed to the complete part of the body of the plant and it gives them energy. Then after that, what happens? We have seen the heterotrophic mode of nutrition in plants. So heterotrophic mode of nutrition means it could be the example of saprophytes, it could be the example of parasitic mode of nutrition, it could be the example of the symbiosis. Okay, so these three we have already discussed. Then after that, we have seen the nutrition in animals. In the last class, I have discussed about the nutrition in the two types of animals we'll discuss. One is the lower animals and the one is the higher animals. So in lower animals, we have discussed about the amoeba. So children, we saw that amoeba, once the food is being present, it is present near amoeba, then what happens? It is, as soon as it is sensing the food, it is going towards, it goes near to that food. Then once it reaches near to that food, it starts extending its structure and this is said to be as the pseudopodia. It extends the structure, it extends the finger-like projections around that food and it is said to be as pseudopodia. Okay, then after that, what happens? Next, this is called pseudopodia. Okay, then after that, once the pseudopodia is present, it is going to form another structure called food vacuole. Now what happens? Actually, this engulfing of the food is taking place. Then what happens? The food is getting entered inside the body of an amoeba and then it is said to be as food vacuole. Now this pseudopodia is dissolved. It has formed a new structure called food vacuole. Now food has entered inside food vacuole. Now the digestion would start. It is going to be present in the body of amoeba. It is going to, the food vacuole starts secreting certain enzymes. Now the enzyme starts secreting inside this food vacuole and it starts eating the complex material. The complex food is getting broken down into small pieces, into simpler substances. Okay, and by doing this by moving into the, if the breaking down is taking place, now during this breakdown of the complex food material into the simpler food material, it is going to show a circular movement. This is said to be as cyclosis. This is called cyclosis. Okay, it is a circular movement of the food vacuole inside the body of an amoeba, because of which the food is getting digested. थोड़ा सा food digest होगा, आगे बढ़ेगा, फिर थोड़ा सा food digest होगा, then आगे बढ़ेगा, and it moves in the circular form. So this is said to be as cyclosis. Now after cyclosis, what happens? The energy which is present, which is being synthesized after the food, it is present here. It is getting absorbed by the body of an amoeba. Next, what happens? The body of amoeba grows. Okay, because the energy is getting distributed to all the parts of the body. And lastly, what is left in this amoeba is the waste product, which is being thrown by the process called excretion. Again, this is going to be broken down and this is being thrown into the outside environment. Okay, and you know that amoeba lives in water. I think this is not visible, so I'll just show you like this. Okay, now it would be visible. Okay, so here what happens, the amoeba is going to show the different steps. Now what happens, so the first step is of ingestion. This is as soon as the food is coming in the close proximity of this amoeba's body, it is going to do the first step of nutrition. That is, actually these steps are very common. So the steps which is very common, the first step is ingestion. Once the ingestion is taking place, then digestion starts. Digestion also includes this cyclosis process. So it could be, it is the cyclosis process also is included in the digestion. Now after cyclosis, what happens, as soon as the food vacuole is moving in a circular motion, it is going to be broken down into small pieces because of the action of a digestive enzyme which is being secreted from the body of the amoeba because of this formation of the food vacuole. Now once the food vacuole is present, this is going to give rise to a simpler product, and this could be releasing the energy now. Now this is ready to release energy. So this is after digestion, it absorbs energy. Once the amoeba absorbs energy, and then it is going to distribute the energy, and as a result of this distribution, this is said to be as assimilation. And once the assimilation takes place, the excretion is left. What is this excretion? It is the body of amoeba is getting rid of the waste material. Okay, so this was all about the nutrition in amoeba. We have to study about amoeba, which is a simple organism. Here the step of nutrition starts from ingestion, then digestion, then absorption, then assimilation, and last one is the egestion. It could be written as egestion also. It could be of egestion. Okay, then after that we have to study about the next part, that is the nutrition. See, the nutrition in the lower organism, this is what is about is given in your NCERT book, which you have to read about amoeba's body. Okay, what happens actually in the amoeba's body during nutrition. Now next we have to study about the complex food material, how it is being broken down in the body of the higher organism, now which includes the human beings. Okay, so we'll study about the nutrition in human beings. So the next step is nutrition in humans. Now you know that human beings is a complex structure. It is a complex body. It has a complex body plan. So various organs are present. So each and every organ, each and every system, organs are present. Now you know that if we are talking about the organs, it means that it will also be consisting of certain system. Okay, it consists of organ system. Now this organ system is going to perform the special function. Okay. So what happens actually, this organ system here for digestion or for nutrition, there is one organ which is said to be as the digestive system, which is responsible for only the process of nutrition. Here we are taking in food. Food is a complex structure. Then it is breaking down into smaller pieces. After breaking down into smaller pieces, it is going to be absorbed by the body of the different organisms. And once the body of the different organisms is present, it is getting assimilated, it is getting distributed to the complete body organs, body parts. Each and every part receives energy and it starts functioning. Okay, so this is what is about the digestive system. Now I'm going to tell you about the digestive system consists of various organs. We talked about that it consists of organ system because why it is called system? Because it has organ. So it is said to be as organ system. Now how many parts, what organs are present in the digestive system, we'll study that. So the digestive system is also known as alimentary canal. Okay, it is also known as alimentary canal. It is also known as gut. Please remember the names. Okay, digestive system, alimentary canal, or the guts. Now the organs which are present. So what organs are present in this organ system? The first one is mouth. It starts with mouth. It is a long tubular structure. What do you mean by canal? Canal actually means alimentary canal. Canal actually means a small pipe. Okay, it is a structure which consists of a long pipe network of the pipe, which is going to perform the function of digestion. Okay, so it starts from mouth and it ends in anus. Okay, next is the mouth. Then the next part is the esophagus. This is also known as food pipe. Then after that, after esophagus, we have the next structure, that is stomach. After stomach, we have small intestine. And we have large intestine. Then we have large intestine. Okay, we have large intestine. Fine. So these are the main organs which are present. So these are the main organs which are present in the alimentary canal, or it is present inside the digestive system. Now next is there are glands present. There are glands also associated with the same digestive system or the alimentary canal. So these are the organ systems. Now the glands which are associated. The first gland is the salivary gland. And the next gland which is present here is liver. And the next is pancreas. Okay, so these are the three glands which are present in the body of an organism, in the body of an animal. Here we are talking about human beings. Actually, all the mammals will have the same condition. Okay, so it consists of mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine and large intestine. And it also has three glands which will synthesize various chemicals which helps in digestion, which is also known as enzyme. Okay, so they will secrete enzyme which is going to help in the food digestion, and it is going to speed up the reaction of digestion. Okay, so this is what is known to be as the complete system of organ system under this digestive system, or it is also known to be as the alimentary canal. Okay, now the human alimentary canals runs from mouth. It starts from mouth and it ends in anus. Okay, so it starts from mouth and ends in anus. It is about 9 meters long. It is about 9 meters long. Okay, so this is what is the complete structure of. It is a long 9 meter long tube like structure. That is why its name is alimentary canal. Please remember the word canal. It means that it is a long tube like structure. Okay, so here it is known to be as the alimentary canal. Next, what is it? The esophagus is also known as the food pipe. Here you have to remember these things. So it starts from mouth, then again the food is entered into the next organ called esophagus. It again enters in the organ called the stomach. Then here churning takes place. After that the small intestine, it reaches to small intestine. Then again it reaches to the large intestine. And lastly, whatever the waste product is being left is thrown out with the opening called anus. Okay, now next, human alimentary canal. It is 9 meters long, consists of various ducts and the glands. Okay, so ducts and the glands. Next is it is also some of the ducts are various glands opens into the alimentary canal and pour their secretions, pour their chemicals in the digestive juices in the alimentary canal. The human digestive system is also it also consists of both the things, organs as well as the glands. Please don't forget about the organs as well as the glands. Okay, so both of them will be constituting the nutrition in human beings. Now children, I'll tell you about the basic concept of nutrition in the basic steps of nutrition in human beings. So what are the various steps? See, the basic steps remain same. We have studied about the various steps of nutrition in the animal, that was Holozoic nutrition in amoeba was there. So similarly here also we are doing Holozoic mode of nutrition, we are undergoing Holozoic mode of nutrition. So here also the human beings, the basic process of the nutrition will remain same. The first step is ingestion, then the next step would be digestion. The next step is the absorption. Then the next step is assimilation. And the last step is egestion. Okay, the last step is egestion. So these are the main steps of the nutrition in the human beings. So first thing is human beings, how the ingestion is taking place. So ingestion is taking place with the help of mouth, where with the help of tongue. With the help of tongue, it is going to be, the food is going to get mixed inside, and also with the help of the salivary glands. Okay, salivary glands are also responsible for this help. So mouth consists of tongue and teeth. So they help in chewing of the food. Okay, it helps in the chewing of the food. We chew with the help of the mouth, tongue and teeth. Okay, so here what happens, the teeth also is of different types. You have already studied the structure of teeth in your lower classes. You will also revise the same here also. So food is ingested in our mouth and then we start chewing. Once we are chewing the food, it is getting mixed with the help of the tongue, and this process of mixing of the food in the mouth is said to be as mastication. This is known as mastication. Okay, because of the mastication structure which is being formed, the thick paste is being formed once the food is being chewed, and it is said to be as bolus. Okay, it is mixed with saliva. Food mixed with saliva is said to be as bolus, which is because of the process called mastication, and mastication is nothing but it is the chewing of food. Okay, so please remember, in the mouth, when we are eating the food inside the mouth, then what happens, we are chewing it. In other words, it is said to be as mastication. Now mastication results in the formation of a new structure of food. Now food is being changed in the form of the paste, and now it is being mixed with the saliva, with this, which is secreted from the salivary glands, which is present here just below the neck region and here just below the ear region. And now what happens is saliva is going to mix with the food, and now the food is said to be as, it is termed as bolus. Okay, it is said to be as bolus. So this is what is about the ingestion of food in the human beings. Okay, now we eat food with the we eat complete food. Please remember, we eat complete food means we are eating vegetables, we are eating the fruits, we are eating the rice, we are eating wheat. We are not only eating we are not taking out the carbohydrate from the food, we are not taking out the proteins from the dal, and we are not taking out the vitamins from the vegetables and the fruits. Okay, so we are taking the complete food. That is why our nutrition is said to be as holozoic mode of nutrition. Okay, so please remember the word. Now next is the digestion, which is a complex phenomenon. Okay, so this is a complex phenomenon where the food is getting mixed with the different structure, which is being mixed with the different enzymes inside the digestion starts. Actually, it is a chemical reaction, nothing but it is a chemical reaction. It is a chemical reaction which is taking place in the organ. Now human being, the digestion of the food begins from mouth itself. Okay, once you are putting in your food, then it is going to be mixed with the different organs. It is going to be mixed with the different things inside your mouth, and it starts, the chemical reaction starts. Okay, so the chemical reaction starts inside the digestive system, which starts from the mouth. So children, please remember how to what is the system, how these basic steps remain same. Okay, so if you can see this, you can see the structure of the digestive system. Okay, so here this is like, okay, then what happens next? Then here inside it is the small intestine, and this ends in, okay, and here we have pancreas, here you have liver. Okay, this is completely, it is present over the structure, it is present over the body, and this is the food pipe. Fine. Now next, so you can remember this, and here inside you have one more structure called gallbladder, and here we have both the salivary glands present. Fine. Now what happens? The salivary glands is present, and then here we have diaphragm. Okay, we have diaphragm, we have chest, we have lungs. Okay, now this is what is the structure of the human alimentary canal, which consists of the part here. The mouth is there, then food pipe. These are the salivary glands. Next is, after food pipe, we have stomach. Okay, then we have pancreas, then we have liver, we have gallbladder, we have small intestine, and we have, oh sorry, this is large intestine, the small intestine is this, and we have a large intestine. Then we have rectum and anus. So this is what is about the complete structure of the human alimentary canal, which consists of the various organs, which consists of the various parts: mouth, salivary glands. Then food pipe is there. It is also known as esophagus. It is also known as esophagus. Then after that, stomach, then pancreas, then small intestine, large intestine, which ends in the rectum, and then which is at the last, anus is present, liver and gallbladder. Now children, please remember that these complete process which we have written over here: ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion, all these takes place in this 9-meter long tube. Okay, this takes place in the 9-meter long tube, and this is said to be as the alimentary canal. Now, the alimentary canal which has mouth, the ingestion takes place from mouth. Okay, mouth is the only place from where the food is getting entered. It is going to we are masticating the food with the help of the enzymes, with the help of the salivary glands, and the saliva is getting mixed and the bolus is being formed. Once the bolus is being formed, it enters the food inside the esophagus. Then what happens? The steps, then next it enters inside the stomach. Once it is entering inside the stomach, then what happens? Then this is going to do mechanical churning. Stomach helps in the storage and mechanical churning. It takes place. Mechanical churning takes place. Okay. Then what happens? After mechanical churning, this enters inside the next structure called the it enters inside the food enters inside the small intestine. And then what happens? This enters inside the large intestine. Once it is going to enter inside the large intestine, then it is going to form, the last part is said to be as the rectum, where the waste product is being formed. It is being stored for some time, and then it is being released in the exterior environment with the help of the anus. Okay, you can see this. Then after that, this is what is about the complete structure of the digestive system of the human beings. Now here please remember, the digestion starts from mouth itself. Carbohydrate is getting digested inside the mouth. The food is entered inside the food pipe. Here the movement of the food material is taking place. Okay, I'll just tell you about one more structure, one more phenomenon. After that, absorption will take place in the small intestine. Assimilation will take place with the help of the blood. The energy is being distributed to all the parts of the body with the help of blood. And how it is being done, I'll just discuss all these things in the details. And the last is the egestion, when the waste product is being generated, the waste product is being produced, and then what happens? It is getting the waste product, once it is produced, and then what happens? This is going to help the process, the process of the complete digestion is taking place under this these all steps. And these steps will take place in the various organs, and I have given you the structure of the various organs now. Okay, I'll just discuss some more things in this topic, that is how these steps are taking place inside the body of the organism, inside the body of a human being. Okay, of a human. Next, what you have to study is the steps of ingestion. I just now told you that these steps will take place in the alimentary canal of the human beings, where the first step was ingestion. In the ingestion, the mouth is mainly responsible for ingestion because there is none other way for eating the food. Okay, now what happens? food is getting mixed with the saliva, it is forming a bolus. It is going to form one more structure, it is going to form one more way by which it is easily being present. And now what happens, this forms this bolus is entered inside the food pipe. Now this food mixed with saliva, which is known as bolus, okay, it enters in food pipe. Okay, once it enters in the food pipe, it is moving. Now how it moves? How it moves? It moves with a passive movement. Passive movement by the contraction and relaxation of food pipe, muscles of the food pipe. Okay, this is known to be as the peristalsis. So this is known as the peristalsis. As the food is moving in the, okay, as soon as the food is moving in this food pipe, what happens once the food is moving here? How it is happening actually? See, once the food is entered, the above pipe is becoming just swollen up for some time. Then because of the muscles, it is getting swollen up, it pushes the food in just downwards, and from the upper muscles also it starts contracting. So now here it is swollen up, okay, and the above muscles are getting contracted. So because of the continuous contraction and relaxation, what happens? The food enters inside our stomach. Fine. So it enters inside our stomach. So this is how the movement of the food in the food pipe is taking place, which is known as the peristalsis, or it is simply known as peristaltic movement. It is also known as peristaltic movement. Now children, please remember that peristaltic movement, what is it? Peristaltic movement means it is a way by which food is moving passively. Passively word, what does this mean? Active, passive we have only studied in English. But here also there is the active process and the passive process, okay? So please remember that what is the meaning of the word active process and the passive process here. We are talking about that movement of the food, or this peristalsis is the passive movement. Now what does this mean? Passive movement means, so children, passive movement here, it means that, now I told you that there are two types of movement, active movement and the passive movement. What do you mean by the active movement? First of all, active movement means the movement or the process where the active process, okay? What does this mean? Active process means the process where energy is required. Okay, energy is required in any process. We are consuming, or we are releasing the ATP. We are using up ATP. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. We are using this energy currency for any process. Okay, so if any process where this energy is being required, it is said to be as active process. Please remember this. Now the opposite word is the passive process. What does this mean? As you know that energy is being released, energy is being used up. So here no energy is required. No energy is required. Okay, so this is known to be as the process where no energy is required, means that the process is taking place on its own. Once it is initiated, once it starts, it is moving. It starts moving. So peristalsis में भी यही होता है. As soon as the food is entering in the food pipe, this pipe starts extending, it starts expanding, and the above muscles, they will contract. Okay, they will contract. So because of which the downward force will be acting upon it, and the food is getting continuously shifted in the next direction. Above muscles will contract, इधर से ऐसे force लगाएगा, and then the lower will be just swollen up. So because of the process, because of the movement of the muscles of the food pipe, which is moving, which is expanding and contracting, continuous expansion and contraction is taking place, but this here no energy is being utilized for such process. So this is known to be as the passive movement. So this peristaltic movement is a passive movement, children, please remember. So this was all about the ingestion, and then what happens, till here we will study about the ingestion. Now once the food is entering inside the stomach, as it is entered inside the stomach, then what happens, now here the digestion process starts. Okay, now we'll study about the digestion process in detail, children, because it is a very complex chemical reaction, and it could not be understood in a very hurried way. That is why I'm going to take up a detailed class. Please remember that the here peristaltic movement was the main thing which I needed to make you to understand. So please remember, what is this peristalsis? It is a continuous movement of the food material from the food pipe. Okay, it is a passive process where no energy is required, and this is known to be as a peristaltic movement. Okay, next with this your topic is, I think this one, ingestion is complete now. So we have, I said, we have tongue, we have teeth for masticating the food, then it is mixed with the salivary gland secretion, which is the saliva. Okay, so I'll deal more about it in the next class, children. So that's all for today's video. I will meet you all in the next video with the next topic to be discussed. So that's all for today's video, children. Okay.